Have you ever wondered if you have a negative entity or energy attached to you? Have you ever thought about that? It's not something I really talk about that much, but these things do happen and can happen probably more often than what you realize. And what are the telltale signs to know if you've got something attached to you that might be negative? So, negative energy exists in all forms and it can come in life in so many different ways. The main way being where you basically just feel constantly fatigued, constantly tired. Doesn't matter how much sleep you get, you're just always exhausted. That's sometimes a good sign that you've got an entity attached to you. Not always, but it's usually a really good telltale sign, because you just can't, it almost feels like you haven't got a spirit, you haven't got a soul, you just feel totally drained and totally empty. The other telltale signs is you might have very intrusive thoughts, you might have very negative thoughts, negative self-thought patterns, you might have self-harm thoughts, that sort of stuff. So that is another sign that you potentially could have negative energy attached to you. And by the way, this video is like more for information purposes, so you can just become aware of it. It's not a way of me trying to make you fearful, because there are medical conditions as well, obviously, that can cause this. But it's definitely something that sometimes gets overlooked quite a lot. The other things that can be a little bit of a telltale sign, not always, but sometimes, is anxiety, depression, very, very low mood, because you're feeling totally exhausted all the time, you can't sort of get out of that. Then that's usually a telltale sign that there is something connected to you that is using and harnessing your energy on some level. And so there's lots of other different ways and things to be able to tell if that's going on, but that's usually the main stuff that you will experience quite a lot of. How do we deal with it? So energy is energy, and you can have negative energy and you can have positive energy. And so one of the best ways that I find is to really ground your energy and focus on you. Focus on your present moment energy. Where are you? Focus more on that. The more you start to focus on that, that instantly helps you to raise your vibration. So when something like this comes about, where you have all these negative thoughts, negative patterns, trauma, addiction, all that sort of stuff is usually connected to an entity of some sort that you've picked up, and it's harnessing and using you. Sometimes as well, negative energies and negative entities, they exist usually in places where there is a lot of people that are, quite low, in low moods. So usually in pubs, clubs, nightclubs, bars, support groups as well that can be around there as well. So again, it's just being aware. It's not about putting fear into you, but these tend to be typical places where they will reside, because usually those sorts of frequencies and those energies are usually quite low, and the people that often frequent those establishments, not always, but a lot of the time, are usually having to deal with something, and that's what's going on in the background. So the key is to raise your vibration, basically, and that will start to help to alleviate that energy that is trapped within you, that is harnessing and siphoning out your energy. There's multiple ways you can do it. Reiki has a great way to raise your vibration, which helps to lighten your energy. You can go and see a shamanic practitioner. They can remove and lift negative energy if they specialize in that field. There's many different types of shamanic practitioners. Also, hypnotherapy and hypnosis has a really, really positive effect on the subconscious mind and raising your vibration. So anything to do with the subconscious mind being able to raise your vibration, meditation, a lot of meditation practices, visualization in the meditation, but really the main key and thing to focus on is learning to be in the present moment. The more you get into the present moment, the more you're working on your grounding energy. The more you work on your grounding energy, you're already starting to reharmonize your own energy and restabilize your own energy by taking your mind away from all this stuff that can distract you into the present moment. So that's a really, really powerful, great way to try to help with releasing dark and negative energy. If this helps, do like and follow for more, and see you in another video soon. Toodaloo.